It's been a whole 2 years since I've done this over here where I made my own little thing based on the Netflix show Wednesday. So I think it's time we do it again. I really want a remake thing, and this time I'm going to show you guys how I did it because I think a few of you guys are really confused. Before we get started though, this is how I originally came up with the concept of it. At the start, there was a whole trend going around TikTok where people would like put their hand behind their head like so, and it looks like thing, you know what I mean? That kind of style. Anyway, I saw that and I was like, this doesn't look very much like thing. Let's turn our hand into thing by doing a bunch of VFX art and compared to whatever is happening to my own hand, because thing is a Frankenstein kind of vibe. So that's what we're gonna go do. First of all, I really do need to get rid of the red off one of my hands. I do want to leave the red nails on the other hand just so then when I do it and I like filming it with my camera, you'll see like two different colored fingernails and it's gonna look more like a separate entity to my body and not so much my own hand. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. I know I am filming this on my iPhone because my camera pooped itself last night, so I'm really looking in weird directions on this video. I'm sorry if I'm not looking directly at you, I'm trying my best. Anyway, unfortunately the nails that I have on is acrylic gel, so we're going to have to get it off the hard way. Oh, I don't know why I make my life so difficult, but it's okay. I also do think I want to make them a little bit shorter because they're a little bit long and things got quite short nails. So I'm fairly certain we have to do this on my right hand just based on the angles of like how you film. I think that's going to look like a more realistic thing. I really hope I'm right because I am making this a lot harder for myself by doing this on my right hand. Because that means I'm going to have to paint with my left hand. Anyway, pray for me. I'm wrecking my beautiful nails. Oh no. Oh no, I'm really wrecking my nails. It's fine, it's not important. Actually, no, the crazy thing is, it's my birthday in a couple days, so I'm gonna have very questionable nails for my 28th birthday, but such is life, I guess. Okay, they are shorter now. I'm not gonna worry so much about making them look neat because he doesn't have the cutest fingernails, so I'm just gonna do them really roughly and get the red off. I don't know where I put my face mask, so I have to be very careful to not breathe this stuff in. This is the only way I can think of to do it. Never mind, I found my face mask. Always wear protection, guys. My nails look beyond crusty right now because all my acrylics are growing out and I kind of just chucked gel on top of it. But hey, it's very, very accurate, so we're gonna leave it. Now, I kind of want to paper mache a wrist on top of my wrist here. So I've got this little toilet thing. And then if we attach it like here, it will kind of give that wrist effect a little bit, you know, and then we can like paper mache and VFX around it. I don't have any proper VFX stuff. Would it be weird if I just used super glue? Probably not, no. So that's probably too tall. I'm gonna cut this down. I kind of want like a wrist dent in here so it can sit better. And I'm gonna get this glue here. It's not quite a super glue, it's some sort of other glue and it takes a little longer to dry. It's not like as abrasive as super glue is. I don't actually really know what type of glue it is, but it will take a hot sec to dry. That's like the only problem. It's kind of funny. More like skin-friendly glues and stuff you can find. This is just the way I did it last time, and honestly, I only had this on my hand for like 10 minutes, and then I washed it all off, so it wasn't really the end of the world. So I'm not too fussed about using these kind of glues, but yeah, if you want to do it for more of a long-term thing, please look into some more VFX friendly, skin friendly products because this just is not that. Now I'm just going to slope it down a little bit so it doesn't look like it's standing up quite so high. I'm just going to do that by using tissue to start off with. We're just going to wrap this around. You kind of see that? You see what I mean? It looks a little bit better, but I'm essentially just doing a paper mache thing on my hand. Like, I do like these kind of craft project things. I don't really do VFX makeup. There are probably so many better ways to do this, but it works, okay? It works. Straight onto the workbench because why not? And then we're just gonna roll some tissue into it and just paint it down a little bit to begin with. I might have to go sit outside in the sun and just let my wrist bake a little bit, but that's okay. Use my fingers too and just smooth it all down. This is okay, I did it like this last time and it worked by just like going crazy and hoping for the best. I am just gonna do that exact same thing again. And that second time I was really focused on making it look like really proper and nice. And I didn't like the effect so much. I kind of liked the rough look a little bit more. So we're just gonna make it rough and pray for the best. Just going to Got to pull the tissue down onto the actual hand itself a little bit as well. It will look a little bit bumpy, but that's all right. We can like flatten that down at the end. And then over the actual wrist part as well, of course. Just gonna make sure to really flatten that down into the skin. The little bumps are not the end of the world because I kind of like that effect. It kind of makes it look a little bit more like thing, but we still want to keep it somewhat flat because it is supposed to be skin. I feel like the wrist looks a little bit funny, but I don't know. Actually, I might go get the hairdryer. Hey! I like that. That works. I am going to paint this just using foundation and stuff, just so it kind of blends a little bit better into my skin. I could use paint, but I have tried that before and I didn't really like it. So we're going to stick with the foundation. That's actually disgusting. Ew. Stop it. Quite literally disgusting.
Yummy.
It's a little bit too dark, but I'm going to lighten it up. I'm going to try and use as much of my old makeup as possible so I don't really ruin it. And I do have a very light, like super white setting powder in here. So I'm going to try and use that. I'm going to regret blending this with my hands, but I kind of feel like that's the best way. Oh my goodness. It already doesn't look like my head. So we're doing something right. I'm going to have so much foundation on my other hand. Oh no. The glue's like fully peeling down, but it kind of like creates a cool effect, so I'm not mad about it. Okay, first step done. You can kind of see the line of where that is, but that's okay. We're gonna like blend that out. And Thing does have like a few stitching lines across his hands, so we're gonna try and blend that into it and like use that to try and separate that a little bit. I need to go wash this hand off though, so one sec. Now, a bit of setting powder. So white, that's like perfect, okay. Each time I do this, I always think to myself, wow, you are not a makeup artist. What are you doing? Anyway, he's coming together. The visioning, guys. I'm just going to get a dark color in my makeup palette, and I'm just going to define my hand a little bit and crunnies just to kind of make it look a little bit more painted, a little bit more dead, a little bit more unrealistic. Just on the wrists a little bit, just blacken them out. And definitely like on the nails. I noticed that like defining the nails black last time really made it look a little bit more like Thing. So I really want to get in those little creases of the nails, these edges like so. And this is why I probably should have done this on my non-dominant hand because I can't really paint very well with my left hand, but it's okay. We're making it work. Nails look so crusty, guys. Blend a lot of that out and around. Okay, I think that is a pretty good base. Now, I wonder if I have a black eyeliner. I don't really wear black eyeliner, so I'm not sure. Ooh, yes! Black eyeliner! This isn't all dried out. Yeah, it's a little dried out. Okay, I might just get some black paint instead. And we're just going to make a few more defined, sharp lines around the nails. It's really getting in there and defining those nails. And going back to our reference photo, Thing has a couple of lines around. He's got one around this finger here, one around here, cutting across the top, which we're going to use to like blend this part, and then right along the top of the wrist for like where the wrist is cut off. So this looks so disgusting. Oh my goodness. I really want to get the positioning of these accurate. So I am going to line them out first with our eyeshadow just so we can like rub it off if it's wrong. And then this one cuts through both of those fingers, but it's a little bit higher up. Really use that guide there of the fake skin, I guess you could call it, just to like really hide that line. And then the last one, I'm just gonna put right along this line as well, just like really, really hide that line from us. I don't want it to like be too obvious. Like so. And then of course the one that's like along the top. So I'm just gonna like shadow that out a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer. Okay, very last step, I'm going to go in with the black paint now and have a really, really harsh line for these cuts. This is going to be so messy because I have to do this on a non-dominant hand. And I really have to focus this one. So I'm going to do that off camera, but here it is before and here is the after. It's really, really rough. I know I probably should have done those lines a lot finer, but it is what it is for now. I do kind of hate it, but it's okay. Ready for the moment of truth? We're going to see if this actually works. Even though it looks kind of disgusting, I still have faith. So, okay. Once again, here is the picture of Thing. And this was what I did last time. Okay, now I'm going to do... Okay. It's all in the way you stand as well. You gotta get like more. Does it look okay? Do we kind of like it, or is it look? I don't know. You're gonna have to let me know. Do we think we did it right?